All right, hello. Welcome to the Composer Diary. So my name's Paul Eastham, and today I'm going to be basically explaining a trick that I learnt. I call it the CLET, so consistent low end trick, and it's to do with bass guitar. Boom. So I started doing this way back in 2016 with an album that I did with the rock band Coast called Windmills in the Sky. And I learnt this trick actually from a guy called Warren Huart. Go check him out. He's called Produce Like a Pro. And he is, to me, I think he's so knowledgeable, and he has... Well, he's certainly helped me with doing a lot of my mixes. Not personally, but just learning through what he does on his channel. So I would definitely go and check him out. But this is how I've learned to do a consistent low end in bass. Let's just assume that we've got two bass tracks. Just for clarity, we recorded one bass track on this, and we've made two tracks, but let's just assume that one is from a bass guitar amp and the other one is from a DI. Okay, and we got these things here. So what you want when you're producing bass, you want to get all the low end from the cleanest source possible, and that will always be your DI. So you want the character from the bass amp to get that really nice consistent low end. You want to take that from the DI. So there are ways to do that. So what we got here, so I'll just play you some of this track so what you can hear what's happening on. So this is a track I'm working on with Finley Wells. It's called Ghosts. You get the idea here. Right, so you can hear the bass guitar going along in there. You can hear that just chugging away really happily. So what we've got here, I'll just jump into the mixer mode again so you can see. Got two bass tracks here doing very different things. It is the same track, but we're just going to pretend that one of them, i.e. this one here, is the guitar amp, and this one is the DI. Even though they're both DI, but in the ideal world, we would have used a guitar amp. And they're all sending to this bus track, the bass bus, where we've got I've got two compressors running on this. So the DI track, looking at the EQ. So what we did here is it's called low passing. So it just means that all this really good low-end chocolatey stuff will always be here. And this is what's so good about it. So we've taken off everything from it's about 250, something like that. Yeah, there it is, about 250. Everything above that is gone, so we don't need that. Let me just mute the other bass track. Just play that. See what I'll do. I'll just solo that. See, and you can hear that is all low-end stuff. And we've done a light compression on that afterwards, just using some Native Instruments solid bus comp. You can use whatever compressor you want. I like this because it basically does what it says on the tin. It just compresses, comes with your software. They all pretty much do the same thing. Sorry about that, software companies. You're trying to sell your next compressor. Yeah, they pretty much do the same thing. If you want it to compress, you just compress with it. So, right, we got that. But that on its own, obviously, it isn't really that great. It's missing all the character. But what we have done is that when the bass player goes like further and further up the neck, it means that those those notes, they drop in volume as well. It means that it's all going to be consistent. So you'll always have low end. Now, you're going to put the character back in. So what we did here, so let's say this track here, let me just swap you over to the screen. So let's just say that this track here, I'll show you what this is doing. I'll solo it. So this track is going to be your amp, your guitar amp one. So high passing here. So basically everything from 250 onwards. Again, yeah, 250. That just remains flat. You can obviously add more high end if you want. And we've dropped everything. There's quite a steep curve on that. So there's nothing in there. There's no bass in there whatsoever. We don't need that. I've got this thing sort of peeking out a bit there. And then what you do is you blend the two together. So once you've got all, so the volume will never drop, and that is the amazing thing. And you can see also what's happening here. So now wherever it was Finley Wells doing the bass on this, wherever he is on the neck, it will always be consistent. I've also got in here as well, I've added up here, I've got a Boss OD2. I've got that on a effects send, and I'm automating that. You can see here it's coming up and down during certain parts of the song, so that's got a nice distortion happening on it as well. So it's really good. It's very, very useful. So you can see here. There we go. So there's the automation happening on the overdrive, and it's really very, very cool indeed. It's a great effect. And sometimes, if I want just that low end stuff, I'll even drop out that the bass amp sound. That's the beauty of using DOWs. You can really automate stuff, bring things in, bring things out. So it's very, very cool indeed. So. Yeah. And then I bring that in with the track. So let's just start that from the beginning. I'll bring that in with the track, and we'll be able to again hear what that's like. So that. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so that's how I've been doing it since 2016. And it works every single time. We've got a really, really great concentration on the low end, and you can blend as much of it in as you want. You know, you can add more to it or take stuff away. But you will always have, wherever the bass player is playing, you'll always have consistent low end. So, yeah. That is how I have learned through various people. And of course, yeah, Warren Huart, Produce Like a Pro. That's how I have learned to basically cope with recording bass guitars. So I hope that's been useful to you. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.